guys? Drone Worship in Your Face, and today we're going to talk about this red beauty here, release date 2015 from 3DR Robotics. This is the 3DR Solo. This is the bird, the UAV that still makes Ted go. So go ahead, ask me, should you buy the 3DR Solo? Just look at it, sitting there with all its majestic beauty. It's like an angry tiger just waiting to pounce. It's so easy to fly, guys, a monkey can fly it. You say, but wait a minute, DW, doesn't it cost a bunch of money? That's a really expensive bird. And you say, come on DW, what's the catch? It's gotta be super expensive, right? Wrong. You can now pick these up for around $220 on eBay. You heard me right, $220. I've even seen them at $190 going on eBay. The reason why is because 3DR Solo, the 3DR Robotics team is not in business anymore, meaning that animal right there is up for the grabs for super cheap. Despite all the stuff you've been told about the 3DR Solo, let me tell you, that was so 2015. It's 2017, guys. Come on, get on board. Despite popular belief, the 3DR Solo is still one of the best UAVs on the market today. Now, it did not start that way. In 2015, during the release date of the original 3DR Solo setup, it did not come with a gimbal, as you can see on here. I do have a gimbal. It also did not come with a GoPro. It only came with a GoPro mount. The gimbal was not released until 3 months later after the release of the bird, and by then everybody was pretty irritated with how the Solo functions, not having a gimbal. So the Solo for about a year did not do very well. Sales went down the gutter, man, and the Solo started becoming a dying animal, and they were having a very hard time getting out of debt until a group of guys on the 3DR Solo community on Facebook picked this bird up and realized that it was an open source platform and they could build and build and build strategic firmware for it to make it one of the best UAVs on the market to date. And yes, you can purchase one of these animals for $200, guys. $200. What's there to think about? People ask me all the time, would I recommend the 3DR Solo? Absolutely. For beginners, for intermediate, for expert flyers, the Solo has the capacity to meet you at all angles of that. And that's not a joke. Geofencing for the little ones learning, as long as you have a good parental guide around to help you with the learning curve, the Solo can be a great learning experience, even for newbies, people just getting into the hobby. The Solo makes it very simple, okay? Now, let's talk about customization. This bird can be customized like no other, between skins and adjustments and parts, and there is an endless list of things you can do to the 3DR Solo to make it better. Now, I've had this out on almost a 4-mile round trip before on one battery. So does it have range? Yes. The downside is that it has directional antennas, meaning you always kind of have to keep the transmitter pointed in the direction that the bird is flying. As long as you can do that, you can get some very long range flights out of it. With the Solo's unique ability to use smart shots that have never been seen before in the drone market, it sets the Solo apart from all the other UAV platforms out there. And I say that because it's designed to take professional photography and videography. That is exactly what the Solo was designed for. This has features that the Phantom products just do not have. Now, the downside to that is that 3DR is now working with DJI because they want to create something like the Solo. They want an open source platform that they will be able to do the same thing and have the same ideas that the Solo was created for. The Solo was designed to be a bird you would never have to purchase another UAV because it got outsourced by technology. This was designed to be able to adapt to all technologies that came out in the future of UAVs. For now I can't guarantee that would have been forever, obviously. It would have run out at some point and it would become obsolete, but that has not happened yet. You can purchase batteries for this for $49, props are $20. Now, if you do want stable footage, okay, you will need to purchase a gimbal, which unfortunately, because they're becoming more rare, have gone up in price. They have really jacked up in price. They're about $120 to $150 for the gimbal now, almost as much as the unit costs, which is a little crazy, but that's only because of the rarity. They're getting harder to find, so people are selling them for more expensive. But with that being said, you can use a GoPro Hero 3 White, GoPro Hero 3 Silver, GoPro Hero 3 Black. You can use a Firefly 7S camera. You can use an Eken H9, but you will not be able to use the majority of those with the gimbal. You will only be able to use those cameras. Really, the reality of it is for the GoPro mount on the bottom. Just the standard mount, no gimbal. Okay, now I have seen people do some modifications so they can use the gimbal, but I have a feeling it's going to wreck the gimbal at some point because it's going to be so out of counterbalance weight. Like, it's just going to be out of weight. It's going to be out of whack. It'll end up burning the brushless motors up real quick. So it may work for them for a little while, but for the most part, I would suggest that you purchase a GoPro. Now, GoPros are super cheap, man. They've gotten a lot cheaper over time. You can pick up a GoPro Hero 3 used or refurbished for around $100 that would work perfect with this unit. So it's not a necessity to have it, but if you're looking for that very good professional photography with the Solo, you will need a gimbal and you will need a decent GoPro. That is the needs of the Solo. Now, if you're just looking for something to have some fun with, blast around, all the fun stuff, well then there you go, man. You can just get a Firefly 7S or an Eken H9 camera, attach it on the bottom. You got FPV on your phone here, you're ready to roll. Though the smart features are fun, though autonomous flying is a good time, please be careful. Make sure you have a good understanding of these apps and the way they work before you go out and try to use them, so you don't end up like these two. The functionality of the Solo is very unique because it allows you to fly it in acro mode, which you normally only see on race drones. This is a very large bird to be doing acro, but it can do flips, barrel rolls, all the fun stuff that the little birds can do. This one can too. Sets it completely apart from all other UAVs in its classification. Okay, this is a professional aerial photography bird, but it has acro. That is just insane. It also has sport mode, like 5 different types of follow me, 4 or 5 different types of orbit mode. It's just an insanely good bird for the price. So if you guys were wondering, should you buy a 3DR Solo? I'm going to have to say the 3DR Solo is DW approved. And if that's not good enough, it has party lights. You can adjust the disco LED lights for party mode. How cool is that, man? Disco